made snaps with my chicken album, and I'm just going to do a couple of little things today. I've had a cold, so I've been coughing a lot, so I haven't really been able to do any videos, so excuse me if I cough or do anything today. I'm sorry about that. I made this. So all this is a piece of calico or muslin, as some people call it, just 100% cotton, unbleached material, which has been folded over, put a piece of ribbon on top and sewed it on with my sewing machine. I was originally going to put this on the front of the cover, but I actually think I really like these chicken napkin, and I want to just let that be the main hero. I don't want to cover it too much, so I'm thinking I'm going to put this down the side like this, so it'll cover the spine and the sewing of the signatures. So I think I'm just going to put that down there, and then I've got a little piece of this paper. I have some of this paper here, which is scrapbook paper. I've had for an awfully long time, so I'm afraid I've no idea where it comes from, and it doesn't have anything. Don't have an end on it or anything. So I've cut out this little chicken, and I have a little timber frame, and he will fit in here just perfectly, and only cover up one of the chickens. So it just adds just that little extra touch to the front cover. I have to trim that down a little bit. I'm just trying to work out what colour to make the frame. So I think I want it to stand out a little bit more, and I'm thinking it probably needs to be dark. So I might just use a dark stamp pad, which I will get. Just bear with me a second. Got this one, I think, Cherry Cobbler. So it'd be fairly close to the deep reds. There's some deep reds in the chickens and the very deep red on this paper. So we'll give that a go first and see how we go. So all I'm going to do is literally stick it on the stamp pad, press it down, try not to get my fingers too messy. A pair of tweezers might work. Use these back to front tweezers. And there we go. Gets it quite dark. Probably might need to make it a bit darker. We'll see how we go. Yeah, see? Quite dark there. Let's see how this looks now. I'll just put this one on here. Not really sure. Was it better lighter or darker? I'll turn it over. Actually, maybe I think I'll just leave it the timber colour. What do you think? Dark timber, dark timber. Now I can't make up my mind. I think I'm just going to leave that as a timber colour, actually. Forget the colouring. And we will just make sure that this is the right size. I don't want any paper sticking out. And actually cut it quite good. Needs just a little bit of a trim on this top side. Cut that little top corner off. Now I've got ink all over it, which is fine. You won't see all that anyways. Got a little bit off the top here. And I quite don't mind a bit of ink showing through there. There we go. Now I'm going to use my Tiger glue, which is a glue we get in Australia. Here's a bottle that I've cut down to use a little catch-all. Tiger Grip, which you can find that in Spotlight and a number of places in Australia. I haven't ever seen it on any of the American or English people's websites, so you may not get it, but it's basically just a strong PVA. It catches quite quickly, so whenever I want a fairly strong hold, I always use this. And since this doesn't have much area to grip onto, want a nice strong glue on here. I'm going to get very messy fingers. That's alright. I don't mind messy fingers. Means you've been doing something right. Just smush that down. Use Pat's smushing. And I'm just going to grab a little piece of baking paper. Put my chicken on. Going to end up with glue everywhere. Got a little towel to the side here. I can wipe my fingers off. Put this on top of this. Stick this one onto here. You see how messy I am. There we go. I've got a little bit of a red edge on just on the inside of the frame there from the stamp on the back of the stamping ink on the back of the little frame, but I quite like that. It's giving it a bit more of a border. So I'm just going to press this down with my bone folder, make sure it's nicely attached on there, and see if this picks up off of here. Alright, yep, that's good, no worries, that's picked up off of there. Cool. So that one out of the way. I was going to hold that there. I think that's great. Awesome. Some more strong glue. Now, I tend to get impatient and rush ahead and do my books, and I probably should really slow down and concentrate on what I want on my cover before I get into making it, but we're going alright with this one. I'm just going to use, excuse me, knock my light over, a little bit of a paintbrush, just smoosh this out a little bit so it doesn't bulge out everywhere. That's alright. Put this on nice and straight, and I want to only cover up one chook. So just this chook here. There we go. Once again, I'm just going to hold my hand up behind this cover and just use the bone folder to push it on. Make sure it's squished on there nice and good. Hold that in place. And so in Australia here we're in summer, and it's been a bit crazy, the weather. One day we're freezing and wearing a jumper, and the next day there's storms around and it's boiling hot. It's very hot today. There we go. I like that. And what I might do actually, I might even fill that in with some accent, what do you call it, this stuff, dimensional magic. So it's just a very clear, and it'll make it all glossy. But I'm not going to do that until I'm finished, because that takes ages to dry. So you need to let it sit before you work. So I'll do that at the very last minute, and I don't know if that still works actually. I'll have to figure that out. See if we can get this to stand up a bit here. Ooh, yeah, sort of. So I'm going to glue this one on here. And what I think I'm going to do is put on a piece of, I might just flatten this out, orange tape, the really good strong tape. When I want to make sure something sticks really well, I'll use this orange tape, which I can't find the end, there it is, as well as the glue, so that then the tape, ordinary double-sided tape, would do as well, because really all the tape is doing is holding it in place until the glue sets, so it stays where you put it. And then I'll use a fabric glue. The fabric glue I'm using is this one, which in Australia is from Spotlight. I got that one. Seems to work pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it so far. So peel off my double-sided tape, next video I'll start decorating the inside signatures, which I need to pull out all my bits and pieces and see what I like to go in there. So my fabric PVA, my fabric glue's in this little bottle. I always put all my glues into these little bottles. These ones are great actually. I didn't think that they would stay dry with this little rubber cover. Stay not dry, stay wet. But it actually works really well. Just got to hold that out of the way when you put it on. This will only be a very fine bead, but that's okay. I'll just dot that along. Doesn't like sticking to the material. Now your fabric glue, where you have a single layer of fabric, can show through, but I don't usually worry about it. Some people don't like it, but I find once it's dry, generally you can hardly tell, and it just adds to that handmade feel. If I'm really worried about it, I'll put some backing on the fabric, some iron-on interfacing. If I'm using a really fine fabric, I'll do that, put some interfacing on there, and then your glue won't show through so much. I'm just putting plenty of glue on there because this will be on the spine on the outside, so I want to make sure it's going to stick and stay. So I'll just line that up roughly in the middle, and then use my bone folder. I've got my signatures all pushed to that way, so I can just push this down nice and strong. Just use my fingers as well, make sure that's nicely stuck down there. So don't want this coming off at all. There we go. That's my little spine covered. And then what I want to do is punch a hole in here so I can put a dangle on after. And that's one of those things you should do probably before you put your signatures in. But I'm going to see if I can sneak the crocodile in there. Let's see how that goes. So this is the crocodile. I only want the little hole. Let's see if we're going to get that in there. Oh yeah, that'll go in there. And that'll be to the side of the, remember where it is. Oh, it's right on that edge of there. So squish that one through there. Awesome. Excellent. Holes right there. So then I need to just open those signatures up again, so I put it down. Need to get a little eyelet, that's the word. Oh jeez, I swear I'm hopeless with words these days. They just disappear. I don't have many colours in the small ones. I have a white one. I don't know if that's going to go all the way through. I might need to use the bigger one because that doesn't even go through my thick book. Well, there you go, see? That's what happens, you make mistakes, you work things out. Because the longer ones have some rose gold looking. These are longer, they'll go through. I'm going to have to do the bigger hole, do the longer one. So I have gold, rose gold, got a old silvery one. I think we need that one with this book. So I need to make my hole bigger. That was the little 1/8 of an inch. I need the bigger one, which is 3/16. So now, tricky part, get the hole over the same place as the other hole. Turn upside down. Where's I need to see where that's going. That'll be interesting. Right there, I think. Watch me make a boo-boo. Went to the side of it. Ugh. That's okay. The eyelet will cover that anyways. And then I've got this set on the big setting, so it's the number 1 and an A. It takes me ages to work these out, so I chopped up the piece of instructions that come with it so I can quickly look up which section to use, because I haven't used it very often, and so now I'm just like have to work out what I'm doing. Then that needs to go around that way, so the flat pieces at the bottom. And I'm going to get this on here. Is a good trick. I might have to move that signature over there. There we go. And you actually still have to squish it pretty hard to make it work. Oh, locked it. There we go. Oh, look at that. Awesome. That's great. This one's okay because this is really thick, so that's literally just gone through there. But sometimes I'll get my hammer and just squish it on the other side to make it nice and flat, so you don't have any spiky bits, because sometimes they don't roll all the way over. But that's really good fit in there. There we go. Beautiful. Then I can put a bulb pin in there. These little bulb pins, I got these ones off Temu. These are really cool, these pins. I want to get heaps more of them. I think we'll just use a black one. Match all the black writing on the book. And then you can just thread this through here. Like this. Do that up there. Then I can hang some dangles off of that one. And that goes around. And I can hang some dangles off it. I like the dangles. I reckon they're fun. Probably not great for storing your books, but I reckon they're good fun. So now we'll fill this little frame up and make it glossy. Not actually much of a fan of gloss, but I'm just liking that idea to make the rooster stand out a bit. And let's see if this is still working. Yes. So I just need to make sure I cover the whole area, which is going to be quite a bit of this stuff. And it looks a bit cloudy when you first put it on there, but it dries clear. And make sure I cover the whole area. Just quite a bit of this stuff. I don't usually do it on such a big area. It's kind of self-leveling stuff. It's very thick, so you pretty much stay where you put it. I've got to get it so that it's a similar thickness all over, if I can. And you can sort of see, probably can't see it on camera, but you can sort of see when it's covered an area. Put a bit more in the corner, because it does kind of tend to shrink a little bit as it dries as well. And it'll make it kind of look more like a framed picture. It'll kind of look like glass, which is the intent I'm kind of going for here. And we're nearly there, nearly there. Bit boring. Sorry about that. My hands are getting a bit arthritic, and it's getting a bit harder for me to do things these days, which is really a pain in the butt. But I'm guessing there's a lot of you out there have issues with arthritis and the same. So I think that's fairly well covered. Just get a couple little spots. And if it dries and you get little holy bits where it's not covered, you can just come in later and do it again. So I'm just going to rub off this tip, because you don't want it to dry out, and then I have to be a bit careful. It's got a really fine hole in there that this goes into, so it doesn't dry out, and you keep this bottle upside down. And I'm actually surprised at how long that's lasted. I've had that bottle of that stuff, would be probably 10 years, and I can see I'm going to have to put a bit more on there, but I think I'll let it dry out first and then I'll add some more on later. And we'll leave that video there. I'm trying to keep them short because my upload speed here is really slow, and I'm finding it's taking me hours to get it from my phone to the computer and then up onto YouTube. So I'll keep my videos fairly short for the time being, but please like and subscribe if you wish. Love to see you follow me on my little journey, and I might get another video done today, but it probably won't get up today. I'm working on another album, so I'm going to do a bit of a flip through and show you what I'm doing there. So next video after that, we'll start decorating the inside of this. So hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate anyone's support. I love to hear what you think, and catch you later. Bye.